The next 3 to 5 years is going to determine where you end up in your life. You see, in my life, I have lost a lot of friends, a lot of money, and a lot of time, which I will never get back. And the worst part was, I always kept blaming others but me. But deep inside, I always knew it was my fault. But the things I'm going to reveal in this video can help you to save 3 to 5 years in your life. First of all, you never know. As people say, you have two lives, and the second one starts when you realize you only have one. I want to start this video with a quick story about myself. If we go 5 or 6 years back into my life, I shifted from a very small village in India to the capital city. And after this shift, a drastic change happened in my life. I start meeting new kind of people, a very smarter people than me, who were very confident about themselves, who were good looking. They had girls around them. And I came to this city and I started comparing myself to these people because obviously this is a human nature to compare themselves. And after this comparison, what happened is I started doubting myself because I was too far from them, in life. And I started questioning myself. I looked into the mirror and asked these questions: that am I ever gonna do things in life? Am I ever gonna speak English like these people do? And this started building up. And in the initial days of my entrepreneurship, of my startups, I did 7 to 8 hours of work every single day, but I always had this doubt in my mind: will I succeed? Will this ever be enough? I always had this in my mind that there are people like those who are smarter than me, who are wealthier than me, and they are competing against me. So I always had this doubt in my mind. Now, this is the very first point I want to talk about in this video, which is mindset. Now, a lot of us neglect this in this journey of entrepreneurship or improving themselves. But you have to understand that this is the most important part when it comes to building yourself or getting out of the loop that you are circling around. Because no matter what you do in life, no matter where you want to go, if your mindset is not right, you will not get there. Now I will give you an example to understand this. There are two type of people. One is working 7 8 hours a day, person A, and he still has these doubts about them himself, that will he able to achieve things in life. Whenever he used to look into the mirror, he question himself: I am doing the work, okay, but is this work going to give me something in return? He has this doubt about himself. And then there is a person B, who knows that he is going into the right direction, and he knows that even if he fails, he will work something around and get back up and push himself. Now these two person, what do you think, who will get better in life? Right, the person B will always get ahead because he has this mindset of never giving up and positive feeling about himself. And that is what I need you to understand, that no matter how much work you do, if you don't fix your mindset, if you don't believe in yourself, you will get nowhere in life. And I have wasted around 2 or 3 years into my life. So this is the very first point I wanted to talk about. And a lot of you must have this question, that how should I improve my mindset? How should I get from this self negative to a positive person into the life? So I want you to read one or two book. The first one is known as The Power of Subconscious Mind, which I will link into the description. And if you read this book, this will give you everything that you need to transform your life, transform your mindset. And this has helped me a lot. And the second book is Transurfing Reality, and this is such a fabulous book. This is like a level up book. So I want you to read these two books because it won't be possible for me to cover everything in this short video. So read these two books again and again, 2 or 3 times, and believe me, everything will change in your life with your mindset. Now, if you observe the life that you are living closely, you will realize that every single one of you, every single one watching this video is running a race. And no matter if you want to participate in this race or not, you are running. at your own pace. Some are running fast, some are running slow, but every single one of us is running the marathon of this life, race of this life. I will give you an example to make this easier for you to understand. Let's say there are two persons, right? You and me. I know where I have to go. I know what I want to achieve in life, and I am working towards that direction. I'm running the race towards that destination, and I don't go to any parties. I don't do clubbing. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do nonsense shit in my life, and I'm just focusing on getting to the destination, not looking left, not looking right, not looking anywhere, and I'm just running toward the finish line. And then there is you work on weekends. You then you think that you need a 1 day break. Then Monday you go to your friend's house. Then you play PS5. Then you smoke. Then you drink. Then again you saw a reel. Then you got motivated, and then again you start working. So in a week you work for 4 day, and 3 day you enjoy yourself because you think that you have somehow achieved something. Now tell me, who will get ahead in life, you or me? And that is the second point I want to talk about, which is consistency. No matter what you want to achieve in life, no matter what your dreams, ambitions are, if you want to achieve them, you have to be consistent with it. Earlier, when I was starting out, I used to have this habit of working 2 days and then taking a leave, working 2 days then taking a leave, because somehow I used to think that it's necessary for me to take some rest. And this is what I want you to change. Take your life seriously and be consistent with what you are doing every single day, no matter if it's Sunday, no matter if it's rainy day, whatever things are going into life. If you are eating food, you have to do the work. That's your mentality should be. And I have wasted a lot of time, so this was the second point that I needed to talk about, which is consistency. Now I have a question for you. Do you have any friend or anyone who always keeps blaming others? You ask him, भाई तेरे एग्जाम में नंबर क्यों नहीं आए? अरे यार वो टीचर ने अच्छे से नहीं पढ़ाया भाई, वो एग्जाम का पेपर फॉर्मेट चेंज हो गया, इट वाज वेरी टफ एग्जाम। पूछोगे अगर आप, भाई वो तेरे वेट तूने बोला था लॉस करेगा, वेट क्यों नहीं लॉस हुआ? भाई वो ट्रेनर अच्छा नहीं है, कंसिस्टेंट नहीं हो पा रहा हूँ, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला। दे ऑलवेज हैव दिस रीजन why they are not able to achieve something in life, why they are not able to hit the target. And if you observe closely, they never say that it was my problem. They always keep blaming others. This was his fault, this was that his fault, this was God's fault, this was my parents fault, blah 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 blah. They always have something in their pocket to blame. And to be honest, this is the third point I really want to talk about, which is blaming others into your life. And what happens if you closely observe, if you blame others, is whenever something happens in your life. Let's take an example of exams, because a lot of you will understand this. Let's say you give an exam and it doesn't go well. Now there are two options for you. The first one is you blame the format, you blame the CBSE board, you blame the system, you blame the anything but yourself, right? And the second one is you say, I didn't study enough, this was my fault. Now what happens is, if you blame others in life, you are not in control of changing it, because the next time you make some mistake, you will again blame someone else. You will never improve, because you are you know blaming the external environment but yourself. But the second type of person, if you start blaming yourself, you have this chance of improvement, because you will sit there and analyze, okay, where the fuck I fucked up? If this is my fault, where the hell I made mistakes? So you will check the chapters, you will think what questions came, why I was not able to answer those. You will ask questions to yourself, and the next time in your life you will do better. And this was my story for many years, because I will give you an example of my first startup. The very first startup was a clothing brand, and this brand, I started working on the website, I started working on the designs, I designed the t-shirts, I did many things, packaging, etc., etc. But when I got to the manufacturer and asked him to print me these t-shirts and these designs, they asked me to order at least 500 units of clothes. And it was a very shocking thing for me because I never had that kind of money, because it was they were asking somewhere around 2 or 3 lakh rupees for the manufacture of initial stock. And I was sitting there and thinking, fuck, I like invested 3 months 4 months into my life, I worked 7 to 8 hours for nothing, because I don't have this kind of work fund, I can't ask this from my family. So I kept blaming the manufacturer. I started blaming everyone. Used to ask, "भाई वो clothing brand का क्या हुआ?" I just started complaining, "भाई वो manufacturer ऐसा था, उनकी ये problem थी, this." And one day I sat there when I studied these books that you are seeing in behind, and it talked about blaming others versus blaming yourself. And I realized it was my fault from the very beginning, because I was the one who made the mistake. If I would have done the research before getting into the designing part, website building part, I would have never started this in the first place. So this was like an example from my life how I made the mistake of blaming others and not realizing this. Now, if you are watching this and you are age somewhere between the ages of 18 to 25, 26, I want you to understand that you are in your primal age. Your life will never get better than this. You will never have this much of a strength. You will never have this much of motivation to do big things in life. So I want you to leave this all bullshit. You need 12 hours of sleep, you need to do this, you need to give your body rest. I want you to go all in with whatever you have got, you know and this is the fourth point of my video, which is speed. In life, you have to move with a consistent and great speed, because if you want to get somewhere, there is no benefit in achieving your goals at 35 year of age. There is no benefit, believe me. If you are not able to achieve your dreams within 25, 26, you will not able to enjoy it as much as you would in this primal age of time, while you are young. So you are at your peak performance, and you can do anything in your life. Cut your sleep from 12 hours to 6 hours, 5 hours. I myself sleep 5 hours every single day, and it doesn't affect your body, believe me. You become habitual of it. And many people say that your energy level goes down. Believe me, it doesn't. Just focus on yourself and start building things. And I will give you an example. In my college, around fourth semester, I went to the college. We had this end term examination, and we were sitting in a group talking to the friends, and there was this guy, and he wanted to start some affiliate marketing, startup. He had some idea about affiliate marketing, and he wanted to sell the products through affiliate marketing. And he was telling me about this plan that he want to scale, how he want to do things. And that was the last day, because our end semester was over, and then holiday started. And around 2 months after, I met him again, and I remembered that he was talking about some startup. So I asked him, like, how it's going, like, how are you doing in it? And he said, yeah, I've built the website, and I'm working on the products. It will be launched in next 1 or 2 months, let's see. And I didn't say anything to him, because I didn't want to demotivate him or anything. But I just thought, man, like 3 months back we had this conversation that you were doing things at a great pace, and after 2 or 3 months you are still at the same position. You have just built a fucking website, and you are still working on it. So that is a story of most of the people, that they say some things, but they move at a very slow pace that they will never reach those things in life. And what happens if you move with a speed that I can assure you that you will fail in your first, second, third, fourth, whatever startups that you are doing, the chances are you will fail 99% of the time. And if you move with a speed, what happens is, even if you fail, you have the chance to get back up and do the new things in life. Take me for an example. I've failed 5 businesses in the last 4 years, and if I would have taken 3 years on building one startup, I would have never achieved the sixth startup where I actually got scaled my agency to six figures. So take in mind the speed that you have to move in life with the speed. You are at your peak years. Don't make the mistake of planning. I'm writing my goals, making the diary. These are bullshit. Just do the fucking work and get on with it. So this was my fourth mistake that I have made in my life. Now the last and final mistake I want to talk about, and many of the people neglect this, and I am sure you must have heard this, that show me your friends and I will show your future, right? If you show me your friends, this is so true that earlier I used to not believe this, that I used to think it's all about mentality. If you have a strong mindset, doesn't matter what kind of friends you have, it doesn't matter. But this has so much influence that you have no fucking idea. Because when you hang around with certain group of people, you start thinking like them, you start behaving like them, you learn new things from them, and you start acting like them. So I want you to look around your friend group and ask yourself, is it taking you to a better place in life or not? And a quick example of this is when I was in a school. In a school days, I had this group of 10, 15 people, and there was this, you can say, alpha male in the group, which used to lead us in whatever things. You know, he never claimed that he was a leader, but everyone used to follow him. So I was his best friend, in the school. And like now, when I sit around and observe these things, is what happened is, whenever I used to talk to a girl, whenever I used to try to speak in English, try to do new things, new experiment, he used to laugh at me. And with him, other 9 people also make fun of me. Whenever I used to speak in English words, they, bhai tu mati bola kar, bhai tu mati kara kar. And they make fun of me. Whenever I used to approach a girl, they start laughing at me. And the problem with that was, I kept myself in a box, and I never got out of it because of that person. So if you have those kind of people who make fun of you doing something, who make fun of you trying something, just fucking leave them, because with them you will never get anywhere in your life. You want to have a group of friends who encourages you to do bigger things in life. If you tell them that you are doing a certain startups, they motivate you, they do every single thing that they can, that is in their hand, to make you successful. And I'm not saying that those girls who, whenever you tell them, like I have seen this with girls, oh, you are doing this startup, that is so great, and then they are doing back bitching. Like, so give it 2 3 months, right? You tell a great idea to your friend and show them that you are working on it, and see for 2 3 months you will see the reality, either they are, which side they are on. Either they will start getting jealous with you, or they will start fighting, they will start doing this. But you will, the main point is, ask questions about your friends. Don't blindly trust your friends, because these are the group of people that is rotting you from behind without you being, realizing this. So I this was like a 5 lessons that I have learned in this 5 years of entrepreneurship, and has wasted a lot of time.